Welcome back to Rumor Society. On this channel, we share our opinions on social media stories and headline news. Now let's get into today's story. Before we get into today's video, I do want to issue a trigger warning. This video may contain topics that are sensitive or disturbing for some viewers. Please proceed with caution. A woman by the name of Antavia Kennebrew went to social media to discuss an incident in which her 5-year-old daughter was assaulted. She wants awareness brought to the story so that the individuals involved can be held accountable, as well as prevent this incident from happening to another child. She made a long and very detailed post. I'll be replacing some of the words used in her original post to keep from getting flagged, but screenshots will be added to this video for reference. Let's get into her story. On September 13th, 2025, my daughter resided at a trusted family member's residence around the area of 145th in St. Clair, while I underwent a medical procedure. While she was away, I got a phone call from my family member stating that my daughter walked out of her house and she couldn't find her anywhere, and that the authorities were contacted. I immediately was filled with panic. I rushed out of my house and arrived to the scene. As soon as I got there, I ran to the EMS truck where I found my daughter unresponsive. Her hair was pulled from her scalp and her body was covered in bruises. Her fingernails filled in dirt, her eyes filled with red liquid. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Her mouth, lips, and other private areas were covered with dirt, debris, and red liquid. My daughter did not look like herself. She was traumatized. So this is her telling the background story of what happened. She says, a group of bigger kids around ages 8, 9, and 10 walked up to my daughter, presenting themselves as friendly, and took her by her hand and walked her to a field that was far away from the residence. In the field, that's where they assaulted the little girl. They did this until she was unconscious. They ripped out her hair, they held her down, and essayed her. This little girl was truly suffering. It looks like they even took her own shirt. That's what they used. They took her shirt, sticks, rocks, anything they could find to hurt this little 5-year-old girl. One of the children even bit her, guys. They bit her. So the family member went up to 2 of the 3 children, not knowing they were the ones that hurt the little girl. As my family member went back to her house, waiting on the authorities, the same kids who she had questioned came to her with their mother, saying that they knew where my daughter is. Now with their mother, they took my family member to where my daughter was found in the field. And from the looks of it, the little girl was found unresponsive. Her hair, her shoes, her hair, everything was scattered all around the field. My cousin, panicking, placed my daughter in her vehicle, rushed her back to her house, and continued waiting for authorities to get there. My daughter is completely traumatized. I am completely traumatized. These kids broke my daughter's spirit. They took away her boundaries. I didn't want my daughter trauma plastered everywhere. I also trusted that she was going to get justice that she needed. I'm bringing this to the media today because the authorities are failing my daughter. They're trying to tell me that 2 of the kids can't and won't be charged because they are 8 and 9. Even though they were responsible for essaying her, they're saying legally these 2 boys cannot be charged. I need help. I need justice for my daughter. I have reached out to Legal Aid and the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association for help. She's also reached out to crisis centers on behalf of her daughter to get a victim advocate. She says, I've been advocating for my daughter and I'm not getting any help. If them 2 kids' mother did not make them boys go back to my family member and let them know where my daughter was at, my baby wouldn't be found right now. My baby wouldn't be alive. They literally tried to unalive my daughter. These are not normal kids. Their lives and their parents need to be held accountable. My daughter is not the same. She's having behavioral problems. She's not mentally okay. I'm not mentally okay. Not getting justice for my daughter makes me feel like I failed her. She's breaking down. She hates talking about what happened to her, and I'm breaking down with her. I've set her up with a therapist and also seeking one for myself. I cannot sleep. I can barely eat. I keep repeatedly seeing images of my baby in the field. She's only 5. These horrific things has happened to her. The oldest child is a 10-year-old little girl, and they're stating they can bring charges to the 10-year-old, but not the 8 and the 9-year-old. I've seen other situations in which children commit crimes. If the child is too young to be charged, then they go ahead and charge the parents. I'm not sure why that's not an option in this situation, but in my opinion, that's the best course to go. As of right now, I don't see any major news sites covering this case. It's starting to gain a little bit of traction on sites like Facebook as well as TikTok, but not a lot of people are talking about this. So there is a GoFundMe that was posted. I'll go ahead and leave a link below. My heart does go out to this mom. It looks like she's doing the best that she can to get her daughter's story out. Recently, she commented on a post letting someone know that someone from the news did reach out to her and they'll be meeting with her later this week. Hopefully, in doing so, more eyes will be on this case to get more people talking about it. Y'all know every state is different, especially when it comes to these laws. I just want to know, if the children are too young to be held accountable for their crime, why in this situation aren't the parents being held accountable? This is not normal behavior from 8, 9, and 10-year-olds. These children appear to be very sick, and if they're not going to be held accountable, it should be mandated they complete some type of therapy, something, because this is not normal behavior. For them to get her away from the home, isolate her, and then lure her to the field, it screams predatory, manipulation, all that, right? Typically, behaviors like this is not something we see from normal 8, 9, and 10-year-olds. These kids definitely have a lot of trauma, and unfortunately they passed it down to this 5-year-old who was an innocent bystander. Literally, this baby was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I just wanted to discuss the story in the small community I have over here. The screenshots that I post will have her Facebook page on there, so you guys can follow the story on your own. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.